Hello? Mhm. Mm. Hello? Hmm. Manage stream. Oh no, this is not it. Oh, okay. Oh, the thing is, I'm not. This is my like second time, so I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing basically. So I thought I should start a little early. So if I come into certain problems, that I could kind of fix it. So you could hang out, Hanudi. Eh. So where are you? Is it exactly? I mean, I thought this gonna be like really difficult or kind of awkward, but it's I don't know. It's pretty natural, just read and answer the questions, and it seems so much more personal than just putting up videos. That's kind of cool. I might have to answer the same question again when 2 a.m. rolls around. It's only 12 minutes away. Oh wow, Dubai, huh? What do you do there? I mean, that's a city I haven't been to, and I heard so much crazy stuff about it. I don't know if I'm doing like a awesome job or nothing, but I am trying to learn as fast as I could. And I think this live thing I think I can do something interesting with this live thing. Like uh like a pick a subject or certain kind of music from the past, or certain, how would you say, the current events in K-pop, or Korea or otherwise, and like we can kind of talk about it. Uh, when certain things happen, or it just people seem really interested. But for example, that Min Hee-jin thing, that crazy biatch. Anyway, when things like that happen, I try to help people out. But oh man, there are some nutty people out there. Darlene Simmers, South Africa. Hmm. Another country I haven't been to. It's like uh, Africa is one continent I haven't been to. Well, someday, hopefully. My opinions are really interesting. Yeah, I had a pretty varied life with different kind of cultures and different kind of jobs, different kind of things. Yeah, so I've been bouncing around quite a bit. So I might have uh, thoughts that might be sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes little different than other people. So that could be interesting, I guess. Hanudi, is that your real name, or at least so? I have done like I think 7 or 8 reactions today. No, because I felt like I shouldn't fall asleep before this live, so I was just sitting there. So I was just churning out reactions, and I think I did like 7 or 8. Ah, so you are indigenous. I mean, your family's from uh, somewhere in Dubai. Not Dubai, but eh, because I know a lot of people with like Arabic names. Sometimes they shorten it quite a bit because sometimes it's just a little too much to. I don't know. You guys seem to make it into something simpler. Well, that is to Hanudi, older generation of K-pop. Yes, that's the thing. But I knew from the beginning that I would not be very interesting to a lot of the reaction viewers. Ah, Emirates, UAE. Okay, yeah. It, it sounded like a Arab name that has been shortened down. The reason that I thought people wouldn't like me as much is because even when I watched reaction videos, what I focused on was, it's more interesting to see like somebody who didn't know anything about K-pop. Some guy dudes from some, let's say, some hick town, redneck town in somewhere in United States, like really, who doesn't, who looks like who wouldn't like something like K-pop, but then they check it out and then they find out that it's like a lot better than they would ever expect, and then that the transformation of how they like fall into K-pop and things like that. Now that's really interesting to me. But I'm the guy who who's been around for such a long time in K-pop scene. I mean, maybe for people who kind of who already know quite a bit about K-pop and all that stuff, and after a while, I guess the reactions kind of become similar. It's like, well, I don't know K-pop. Oh, it's pretty cool, and then overreaction type of a deal. But eh. So I think I have like a niche listeners. Usually, they seem to know quite a bit about K-pop. The people who listens to me. Yeah, I'll keep going. Um, I I don't know if you watched my video on how I became a K-pop reactor. Um, it just I thought I was gonna quit after like a couple months because this was research for me. Ah, 80s fan, huh? Oh, thank you. Hey, Art Frog, you're back. Thank you, Darlene. I wish I could be a little more clearer and more concise. Um, the thing is, I my English has it just deteriorated because I don't use it in a regular basis. I have totally assimilated into Korean society, and all I use is Korean. People don't even most people they don't even know that I speak English, basically. So yeah, it, the words it sometimes just doesn't come to me. It just I get a block, and yeah. Mhm. Jin being a torchbearer in this Olympics, I didn't know that. Oh, to Hanudi in that please don't quit. I'm not gonna quit. I already said it in my how I became a K-pop reactor, video that it started out as a research for because my company has created the solution for what is that for reactors where we reactors wouldn't have to how would you say infringe on the uh, IP problems and stuff. So I made a program and all that stuff, but then I needed to know what it would be like to become a reactor. And but then hey, it's been 2+ years. I'm still here, so I'm gonna be here longer. Hello, Sophia Kochet, Kochetova. Sophia Kochetova. Pretty name. Um, man, I didn't know that Jin was gonna be a torchbearer. I mean, it's incredible sometimes. Like uh, when I was first listening to K-pop, when I said, "Oh, you know what? K-pop's gonna blow up. It's gonna be a big thing," and I was listening to it. Even these days, there are people who kind of mock me for like, what, my age Korean dude listening to K-pop and or having they think I'm totally nuts doing this reaction videos, but long time ago it was a whole lot worse. They just thought I was just pretty much nuts or childish. But who cares, man? You guys, yeah. Art Frog says you guys can tell when there's a word there, but it just won't come out. Yeah, it's just that when you don't use something, it just kind of, I don't know. It's in there. Like I can read, and when I listen to English being spoken used, I have a I can pretty much I'm all there. But like when I try to say something, I'm like, Gah, you know. Ooh, lavender blue mama. How did you get here? I thought you wouldn't be able to make it. Hmm. Anyway, the going back to Jin being a torchbearer, that's the news for me, and I'm kind of I'm so proud of him. I was talking about how they're treating me like I was nuts, saying that K-pop is gonna grow and it's gonna reach a certain level worldwide. They thought I was nuts, but hey, uh, L- Jin is a torchbearer. Not only that, K-pop has grown so much. Timer, thank you, thank you for visiting. Hey, you guys don't have to thank me for the BTS videos. I'm watching what I'm interested in. I thought I knew quite a lot about BTS because I followed them from the beginning. Of course, I didn't watch like, uh, you know, run BTS and things like that. Just follow their music and their career. That was about it. And then I watched a couple of like X Celeste. Uh, Man, she made some awesome videos. Now those I watched, and then I thought I was pretty caught up, but then uh, a lot of army when I started. I don't know how, but a lot of army were interested in me seeing BTS stuff, so I did, and it's like it's a rabbit hole. So there I am. Ah, it's afternoon on July 3rd in the States, probably. Oh, to Hanudi, I have a question. I just reacted to 80s. Uh, they had a song out today, I think, with the Japanese J-pop group uh, Be First. How did that happen? I never seen like a J-pop group and K-pop group. Yeah, I seen like kind of collaboration on like concerts and stuff. I never seen like like one Japanese group and one Korean, you know, K-pop and J-pop group come together and release a song. That was first for me. I mean, at least in my memory. To Georgiana, thank you for saying that it's fun for you to fun to watch that. I think language and cultural differences that you guys don't understand. Hmm. 10 a.m. in Arizona. Hello, MDC. Hmm. Well, I mean, I think I'm gonna do some research on it because I I've seen quite a lot of teams throughout the years, but this is the first time where like a full-on Japanese group and full-on Korean group, and like I could kind of understand if both of them were kind of not very famous, like a startup kind of team, and then they might need like some help from. Yeah, they could help each other, like a synergy thing, right? But 80s is pretty popular, and I think that Be First that's a pretty big famous in Japan too. But then doing collaboration, and it's not like they have the same company or nothing. So I thought it was really interesting. 8 p.m. in Romania. Hmm. Well, there were so many people who said, "Oh God, I wish I could, say hello," but the time zone thing. There are people from everywhere, so I thought that I should at least have, uh, two hello sessions. So, ooh, miso. I think time, this, I think 2 a.m. is better than 10 a.m. for all concerned. I'm thinking of doing like a uh, live on things like different subjects and things like that, or something that might interest you guys, or current events or things like that. So I could answer some of the questions you guys might have. I think I heard that song, Tutina, the Ice Tell by BTS. I have listened to, I think, quite a lot of BTS Japanese releases. Mhm. Bora City magazine's video essays. Hmm. Okay, I'll try to do that. Uh, I don't know where to find Bora City magazine video essays, but I guess in Bora City. Hmm. Oh yeah, to miso soup. On the question of and hyphen with the uh, doing a collaboration with a Japanese rock group. Yeah, I think I'll get there, but before I need to do some reaction on N hyphen first. I think I did couple maybe, but yeah, it's 2 a.m. in Korea. I mean, I think this is not bad. Uh, I think this is better time for me to like if I'm gonna do like pick a single time. I think this is a good time, especially if it's in the weekends. Yeah, I think it'll be better this way, right? Because like 10 a.m. or like 1 p.m. for some people. Now that weekday, like some who was it? Juan. Well, in his case, he's at work. But weekends, maybe if you guys have some time, you can check it out. Oh, Bora City is on YouTube. Thank you, Art Frog. I'm wide awake at any time. Um, I don't really have a sleeping schedule. I sleep when I can. Yeah, not good for my health, I know, but uh, I had this problem with sleeping or having like a very regular sleeping hours. Uh, I I don't think I have that. I had that since I got into college. So it's been, yeah, 30 plus years of this. So it doesn't really bother me like what time I do something. 2 a.m. is the even when I had like a regular job where I have to be there by like 8:30 or something. I the average sleeping time was like 3 a.m. So it, it's a sad thing, but I could never fix this thing. I mean, you know, if I lie down to sleep, like other people like go to sleep at 12, let's say, I lie down and I start thinking about all this weird stuff, and it's like I become more awake if I just lie there. So you guys don't have to worry about that. Oh, another thing. In some ways, this is kind of good for me to be awake at night because I just started a startup, and I would need to communicate with a lot of the reactors, like not only K-pop reactors but all reactors. I'll be starting to, introduce my stuff to these people, and I needed to, communicate and all that. And that means I have to be awake. Somebody has to be awake when those reactors are awake, and that would be mostly they're mostly in the West. So at least the big ones. So that would mean, I would have to stay awake at night and go to sleep at certain times so that, you know, ah, oh, hello, Anastasia. Back again. Thank you. Yeah, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Actually, you know what? That's in this case, that just makes a whole lot of sense. Normally you wouldn't, but in this room there are people from everywhere, so it makes sense. I gotta say all of them. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to everyone. Hello, Emiliat. Now, you guys, it's free. You guys can ask me any questions you guys want. Not only about myself or nothing like that, but you guys can ask me about anything. Like something cultural you have seen that you don't really understand. What is that about in Korea? Or uh, how was K-pop like 20 years ago? Or where do you think uh, K-pop would go in the future? How would it change and things like that? I can kind of feel you guys thinking, what should I ask? Or just small talk is fine too. Oh, I was thinking about for next time, the live. I was thinking about doing this like a doing like doing a small, not a presentation, but a like a fun story for you guys. Ooh, do I think there will be any changes in the big four? Uh, I think there will be huge changes in big four. Um, yeah, huge changes in big four. Um, I think uh I think some companies are having trouble, and the way they're going, I don't think they'll be lasting that long. 5 p.m. Eastern time, 20 from July 4th in yes. Okay. Well, Hmm. First, let me answer the first one about the big four. Uh, I'm really worried about two companies. First is YG. YG is in trouble. Um, the the Baby Monsters, they're really talented. They have a great, great group, but I think the producers are not. Mm, they're not matching the talent. Let's say, and the problem is YG himself, I believe, and everybody's leaving, and especially Teddy. And the Black Label used to be, I believe Teddy had like 20% or 15% of the company. Right now he has 45. YG used to have about 75% or more, but now they have only like 40. Now, when there is that big of a change in company ownership, basically Teddy just took over the company. Uh, Nobody talked about it, but that means there has been uh, not inside fighting, but there was a power struggle, and Teddy won. And you don't fight with somebody unless well, there is a sign of departure, let's say. But hey, and SM is not what they used to be, and I truly believe that it's important to have someone there who has a vision. And SM doesn't have anyone like that, anyone with vision anymore. And YG, the heart is not there, and he never really was a nice guy to begin with, and yeah, things like that. So I think there's some are gonna kind of become smaller or disappear. For example, legally, SM should have been taken over by Hybe, but they did some illegal crap, so that that the Kakao, I think, they bought the SM thing. That was shady too. So I think there's going to be a big shakeup. Okay, let's go. Let's go. What was the? Oh, why to Anastasia? Why can't the girl groups in K-pop dance like the boy groups? Well, because they can't. Um, there's ballerina and there's ballerino. The level of power is different. There are ladies who have just awesome power when they dance, but they're far and few between. So it would be difficult for ladies to handle something like that physically. And another thing is the target market. Um, Boy groups, you know, they people like that kind of stuff, the performance and power. However, uh, when it becomes to ladies, um, girl groups, people like sexy or cute or you know something adorable rather than just powerful ladies. It's not a mark. It's not as marketable as like if I had five ladies who are just sexy as hell and people who are as similarly talented but who are powerful and tough as hell. I bet you I would have a better chance of making more money with the ladies who are sexy. Oh, miso soup, thank you. You said I like your Y series. You know what? In the beginning, I didn't know what I could do, so I wanted to do a whole lot of Y series. But so in the beginning, so I made like couple Y series, but nobody looked at it. Actually, a lot of thought went into those, but yeah, but nobody watched it. So maybe I'll maybe I should try it again. Uh, to Art Frog, in the soup, I mentioned that pot of chicken the step made at the end of the guys have a season package. Oh, package. Oh, yeah. If you go to Korean market, they didn't used to have this. We had to make all the sauces ourselves because Koreans love to mix, make up sauces. Well, it is based on a lot of the similar thing, but like you put different amounts and all that stuff. Now, these days, you walk into a Korean market, there's gonna be like a sauce for making, like a galbi and sauce for uh, uh, uh chicken. What is that? The 닭볶음탕, the chicken soup thingy that they were eating. They have all these different sauces, so that all you need to do is you just prepare the uh, like chicken and whatever the ingredients that goes in, and it's like a bottle. And if you look at the picture, you could probably tell. In the States, they probably should have some English on it too. You just buy it, you just pour that thick sucker in, put some water in, and that's it. And you just boil it, and it would come out pretty close. For things like galbi or bulgogi thing, you buy the sauce, and you marinate, and then you cook, and it would taste pretty darn good. Am I Miso? Am I keeping up with Min Hye-jin? Well, the thing is, she's a crazy bitch. I really wanted to, in my videos that I upload, I just wanted to say she's a freaking crazy, just lunatic of a human being. I mean, with malice, not just stupid, crazy bitch, but just in a bad way. There's some crazy people who are nice. You can be crazy in a good way, but this is some terrible bitch. And I just don't want to, well, I kind of keep up. I do check out like news and stuff, but oh, God, I hate her. She's just a, There are to Anastasia, there has been many girl groups who could really dance. Um, Actually, I think when it comes to dance, perhaps the some of the older groups had better dance teams than now, because it was more important before. And but the thing is, they didn't get to show off much of it. So unless you're really into that team and you watched a lot of their stuff, you might not be able to see their dance performances much. Uh, Someone like Hyoyeon from SNSD, man, and uh, even the general team. But then they're busy wearing like high heels this high and showing off their legs and stuff. So, you know, I mean, it is really difficult to dance in those things, at least the, powerful dances. So uh, they did what they could with what they had. I have a question for Juan. You don't know their direction for creating pop groups. Who? Whose direction? To Juan, who thinks that Gigi are too focused on visuals. Uh, hey, you might have to fight me on that. Yeah. Well, yeah, they did focus quite a bit on visual. I do agree. But then their vocals, they had it is difficult to have about three or four vocals who are pretty excellent. And then actually tell you the truth, Taeyeon just kills it. So yeah. And the rest of the team, they just think about it. If you have like Taeyeon and a couple of what I mean, their vocal team was pretty strong. So most of them, there's nine of them used to be. So mm, it, their job was to look good and dance nice. Oh yeah, the woman street dancer, they got some awesome dancers. Mhm. Yeah, Les Seraphim, they're pretty good in Korea. Art Frog, I love to cook. Oh, I love to cook too. If you guys have noticed to miso soup, you don't watch New Jeans. Actually, have you noticed that I have not reacted to any of the New Jeans stuff, the new stuff? I consciously did not react to any of their stuff. It just if someone like Minijin can gain something from their popularity, I do not want to be part of it because it's morally wrong in so many ways, and you know, fantasy Taeyong in high heels. I don't know how ladies will walk in that darn thing, you know, and it's incredible how they used to dance in high heels. Oh, I I kind of talked about the video, reaction video that I made today. I talked about one of the things that are missing these days from the past, when long past K-pop girl groups, high heel was almost a must. Okay, these days nobody wear high heels, and I think health wise that makes a whole lot of sense. Oh, 17 went to UK. Yeah, SNSD are charming. Each individually, they're very charming and very different and very weird. From the beginning, people called them dorks. So, hello, Adi. Miso said the finally learn all the 13 names of 17 and matched with their faces. Oh man. The interesting thing about 17 was that like many people asked me to do a reaction to uh like name of the video was very long introduction to 17 or something like that. It was like I don't know, it was like ridiculously long for intro. To Adi, what's happening? We're just talking on different subjects like girl group versus the boy group, what a crazy bitch Minijin is, and things like that. To Mama Bear, should try XG. Not sure if I. they're not actually. Well, they're like half K-pop, I guess. I think they were set up and produced in Korean by a Korean company, but then the thing is, it's a Japanese company. But what I did not, I think XG is a fine group, but then I haven't reacted to them. But I heard some. Uh, I didn't like their stance, their company's stance. Uh, at certain times, they say this is J-pop, and then they go someplace else and they say, they're K-pop. So, like a pick a lane, or it is okay to be both, but sometimes, especially that owner, the president of the company who does that XG company, he have said some stuff that kind of that I didn't really like. Like if your father is I don't know, Vietnamese and mother is you know Israeli, well, you could be both. That's fine, right? But then when you like when you're saying like negative thing about the other on one side and then go the other side and then you say something else, uh, I didn't appreciate that. But from what I heard, XG is very they're a little they have a different color and they're very original. And I'm I'm gonna check them out because the companies like like New Jeans is a very um, very special case. Uh, I don't hate any group or I don't you know not listen to any group because they are from certain company. Then I wouldn't be listening to a lot of groups. But the reason New Jeans is for me is a special case that I'm not reacting to them at this point. Is only reason is that first of all it's ongoing. Second, they're doing great without anybody's help, like myself. Uh, Third, I don't want to be part of because Minijin is still there. I don't want to be just in any way want to help someone like that with that kind of morality. I just wouldn't. So that's the only group that I'm yeah getting away from. Coldplay shout out to BTS when perform My Universe. Oh yeah, I reacted to My Universe. Uh, oh, to Hanudi. I reacted to Kiss of Life for the first time today by accident because it was a summer bop. What was the name of the song? It, that's an interesting group. I mean, you know, they don't have that like a cute concept anymore, or like a naive, cute, like a student type of a group. But it was so weird because they seem to have that energy, but then at the same time they wanted to be sexy too. So they were like shaking their butt in a weird way and stuff, and it was kind of cute. But I was surprised by their vocals. Uh, Collectively, they sounded really really good. Ah, w- to Sophia, what do you think need to happen for real live vocals to become commonplace on music TV shows in Korea? I think that time has gone, sadly. Um, because they don't care anymore. Sometimes certain groups don't even care about the Korean market. anymore. I mean, it just the effect of Korean market is gonna be it's gonna get smaller as K-pop becomes bigger around the world. Uh, the role of Korean TV or Korean entertainment system, it's it's in relative terms, it just have to get smaller because if I have a group and they're only um, popular in Japan, let's say Japan is second biggest music market in the world. That sounds pretty good, but Korea isn't. So um, before, what happened was, for example, like second gen, there were people who were like lip syncing. That was a commonplace, and there was a point where Korean viewers got angry about that. So they said, "Ah, that's BS," and then there was a lot of negativity. And then they had to sing live in everything. So the groups, obviously they had to have like a stronger vocals, and like it it lasted for a while, but then it's turning back into uh, uh, vocals live not being as good as before. And I believe that. I mean, uh, in general, the singers are better, but when it comes to live, depending on a group, it's not as strong as before. Where am I? To Georgia. Thank you, and thank you. um, perspective on the door. Uh, well, I think it was because it's not a like a difficult thing, but unless you are in like corporate law and things like that, there's it is difficult to understand. Period. And I just happen to know. Well, that's what I've been doing all my life, so I know what was up, and it was such a simple thing. What's crazy is just Minijin going gaga and saying all these. It's just stupid. Um, because there are laws and there's rules and there's morality and it's simple. But she's just going out there saying all this crazy stuff which didn't make any sense. What's cr- because she knew that the market who are interested in this stuff, they have no idea about corporate law or legality of anything, or they probably don't even know the difference between like civil and criminal case, and how both of them are running at the same time against managing, and they don't even understand ownership. So what can I say, man? I don't think what I did was that enlightening. It's just matter of fact. It was such an easy thing, but I was so surprised that nobody. It was kind of crazy because someone asked me and I said, okay, I'll look into it and I'll just make a simple thingy, and then I did, and whole lot of people watched it. I'm like, there gotta be some other people who answered this, but it seems like not that many. So I thought that was interesting. Don't want the gossip, just the facts. Easier said than done. Lavender, Blue Mama. Old lady tech problems. Oh, Jose. Uh, is he still very active? Jose Ochoa? Oh, he was. I remember him starting his like his first reactions. I remember those, and I watched him for a long time. But the funny thing is, as I started doing reaction videos, I, I I haven't been watching other people's reaction videos. I used to like most of the stuff I used to watch on YouTube was reaction videos. When I have time, I would watch reaction videos, and it will catch me up on um, the new music that's coming out. Number one, number two, I could watch like the how K-pop is received around the world and stuff. But ever since I'm just too busy doing my reactions, so I haven't been watching other people's other reactors stuff. But man, Jose, he's he's pretty good, and he has this passion for K-pop. Oh, VPN. Well, Miso, uh, VPNs are not that difficult. Of course, there are VPN that you have to purchase to use, but for short time usage, what you do is you go to the Google, and then uh, on the right side, if you take the tab down, there is a section that says plugins, and you go to the plugin, and then you type in VPN, and they'll have bunch of free VPNs. All you need to do is enter setup, and it will do everything else. Just one button. That's it, and it will set it up for you. And then you turn that on, and VPN will be on. So yeah, it's not a difficult thing. And there'll be bunch of them. They're free VPNs. Now some are better than the others. So you try it, and if it sucks, it doesn't work, you just erase and then get rid of that thing. It's like a phone, app on a phone, and then you try a couple of them, and it's pretty darn easy to use. So don't worry about VPNs. You can, yeah. I mean the minijin thing. I just said my piece, and I said I don't want to get into this. Because there are many people who seem to love gossip, and I don't think it's a negative thing because people are very curious about a lot of things like that. But you know, uh, it's it's not my thing. That's all it is. I don't want to talk about like someone might be dating someone or something like that. First of all, the source of the information oftentimes is very shady, and second, I don't feel right about talking about other people. Oftentimes, it's like the entertainers like personal life thing. It just doesn't interest me that much. So I try to shy away from those things. Oh, Mama Bear, thanks for coming. ah, it makes me seem so cool to my daughters. Well, whatever. Hey, please ask away. I'll try to give as much insight as possible so you'll be cooler to your daughters. I always wondered. my son and daughter never thinks I'm cool, so that. Yeah, that's that's true. Oh man, 17 has become appointed UNESCO's first ever Goodwill Ambassador. Great. Hmm. Hmm. To me, so VPN, it ain't nothing. Just you don't have to buy nothing. Just because you don't live in China. You don't need like an awesome VPN. You just need something that kind of works once in a while, right? There's a bunch of free stuff out there. Mm. And you don't even have to do any search or downloads or nothing. It's a plugin. So you go to plugin section, write down VPN, and yeah, that's how I use my VPN. Never paid a cent for it. To Lavender Blue Mama, who said the you don't like the people who make things up to get clicks. The fact of the matter is there's so much clickbait, and there I told you guys in my video on why I became a reactor. One of the things that bothered me is that I watched from the beginning for like 30 years. I've been watching reactors, and like if you watch same content for like 30 freaking years, and you get kind of good at figuring things out because you're saying looking at the same thing over and over again. And there are so many people who are just they're just acting. It's like every freaking time they're like, "Oh my god, it's awesome." How can you like every music and how can you be that surprised all the freaking time? You know? It's just it's just there are some who are better than the others, but I mean, and a little bit is fine. I think it's good manners because mostly the fans watch the content, right? If I put up like a kiss of life, video reaction, most likely it's going to be their fans who'll be watching. So I think it's a good manner to be nice about it. And if I really dislike it, I don't put it up. I just if I start saying all this terrible stuff, I recognize it and I stop recording. I just quit because what's the point of putting things down? I mean, putting people down. Maybe other people like it. I don't like it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, to Juan, free VPN is not good for download. That is true. It is kind of slow, actually very slow. But depends how often you use it, I guess. If you download quite a bit of stuff using VPN, then it's better to just pay for it. But then if you're gonna use it just for security reasons or seeing something like live without not live, but something streaming without uh, being tracked, then yeah. To Art Frog, I have to keep this separate from my family. My husband wouldn't understand, and my boys aren't interested. Um, hmm. Well, it would be great if like all our loved ones shared the same interests, but it just never happens. The age, sex, background, it just it is difficult to share. So I think I see some when I see like couples who have like very similar interests and they're very passionate about certain things together. I think they're really lucky. It doesn't seem to happen that often. Yeah. I mean, I had to, I basically, I never tell people that I'm into K-pop for longest time. Oh, Porosity magazine is about those crazy reactors on YouTube. Oh, okay. Yeah, the playlist thing. The thing is, in my car, um, I just if I have my family all in there, I just let them play whatever they want because my my musical taste is uh, so far from my family's that it's either very recent K-pop and things like that, which our family don't really care for usually, or it is very much older music, or from like my wife would never listen to metal, for example, right? Or music from 80s or 90s or you know funk, or she wouldn't. So it's like it's kind of to them. I I look like someone who's very extreme. So it's my playlist is only for me. That's it. Nobody else wants to hear it. To Yatso. Hmm. Also, there are some members that are not Korean born that don't have to go to military. Uh, yeah, yeah, if you're not Korean born, or um, if your father's not Korean, you could kind of get away with it. Okay, Hanudi says, curious about my opinion on music shows and award shows like MMA, Mama, etc. Um, I think TV is dying. So if TV is dying, so would music shows, and so would award shows. Um, right now, there are more people. For example, let's say in Korea, it's been like almost 10 years since where uh, YouTube has passed uh, video platforms have passed the TV. Nobody watched TV anymore. Same thing in my family. Uh, so the power of like NBC and KBS and you know these music shows would decrease as time goes by. Now things like Mama was international, and it was so fun to watch. the there was some, you guys know, there has been epic, uh, like award show performances throughout the years, and it was something great, you know. Uh, in that part, I hope they continue. But when it comes to music shows, it's not like what it used to be. And another thing is that it has become like a, um, it's like everybody gets a first place. It's like sharing uh, uh, the wealth, kind of. No, because no matter how popular you are, let's say you have a hit song, they only push, you know, the what couple, like 2 weeks. That's the amount of promotion, and then they don't show up. Before, there are groups who are doing like you know, who won 9 times in a row or more, or you know, it was like a, so if a song, and that made that group, it was like a 9 time winner and 10 time winner, and because that song was more popular than anyone else, so they should win, right? But what they do now is like they only like do a little bit and then they disappear, and then the next group wins, the next group wins. So it's like sharing the wealth, and but I think stronger the competition, and uh, it's kind of mean. Same thing in sports, you know. These days, like everybody's a winner, ha 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 thing. You know, it's like even when you lose, you get a trophy. Yeah, it's it's nice. It is nice. I give you that. But would that kind of system produce better athletes? Competition is fierce and cold, and it's painful. But like a real head-to-head competition usually ends up producing um, better quality performers or uh, athletes. And I think it's the same thing in music or anything else in this world. You know, you gotta just, yeah. But I think it's just softening up, and the anyway. So basically, I think it's just gonna get weaker and weaker as time goes by. Koreans in Korea aren't into K-pop that much. Um, hmm. Yes, I think so. Um, well, actually, not really. They are into K-pop. For example, like college or when like university festivals and stuff, it's all mostly K-pop. People are into it, but it's something a lot of people graduate from. And there are people who are lifetime fans of K-pop, but uh, they have a tendency to like love K-pop when they're younger, and as they get older, they branch out to something else, uh, like solos or more independent singers, rather than K-pop. It is, and maybe they listen to Western music or whatever. But let's say if they mostly listen to Korean music, they would branch out to stuff they like, uh, who are more independent. So they would have little stronger colors, and they would retain only few groups and which they would follow. If that makes, let's say you're like 30 something, or and you used to love certain group. Now they would follow them, and they would start listening to a lot more varied music, but uh, they wouldn't be like into K-pop as in like like day to day, day to day changing, and you know that so-called just hot off the track K-pop. They wouldn't be that keen to that. Hey, to Art Frog, only rock and roll? Man, we had the best funk pop. I think 80s and 90s. Uh, I think the Western, there was so much great music in the past. And now it's all dead. Well, let me talk about that for a second. I love American music so much. Um, I have a weird thing. Like I got really into music in 80s, like when I was teenager. But the weird thing is I start going back. Like even as a teenager, I was listening to 80s music and then at the same time I started to listen to 70s music and then 60s music and 50s music. I went back that kind of way. It's weird. When I was young, uh, while listening to new stuff, I was just going back like 10 years. And the interesting about American music was that, like, at least something like every 10 years, there was something new, you know? They would have punk rock, they would have metal, they would have like funk and like 50s doo-wop to, and then, R&B, Motown. It was 70s, like, 60s, that, the so-called more hippie like music, or there was folk rock, 70, even like 70s, there were great like new kind of music that's coming up, like something new was happening like every 10 years, you know and people make fun of things like what is that, disco and stuff, but that's when rap came out, and it just, there was this transformation of music and something new that vitalized that generation, but suddenly it stopped. There's It's all like a mixture of something from the past, or like nothing really new. They just made up all these new names, but that doesn't mean it was that much different. So Western pop became kind of stagnant for me, and it was a sad day. And then I kind of veered away from them. It's like, oh, come on. If I was gonna listen to that mumble rap bullshit, I'll just go back and listen to the rap from the past. I mean, that was my thought. Anyway, and it's really sad, man. It's like same thing over and over again. I'm sorry, Arts Frog. That's a, I don't know why it's funny, but your statement that says I still roller skate, so I listen to disco as well. Hey, man, people think 70s music suck, but that's where like a real synthesizer music, that's what kicked in, and beginning of so-called like pop rock, and a lot of things happened in 70s, and disco itself was pretty darn good. It's not all, it's like, that thing. But I just thought it was funny to say you saying that as roller skate. Oh God, MTV used to be so cool. I used to go to my friend's house so I could watch MTV. Well, I, you know, our my house didn't have my mom didn't have like that cable, HBO or like an MTV thing package. So MTV used to be when it first came out, the music video was exciting. It's like, man, because we only listened to music, but we could see the stuff, it was exciting time. Um, what's interesting is that was killed. I don't know when it died, but nobody watched music video. Who cares? Type of a deal. And I think K-pop brought that back. Uh, people are in. People want to watch awesome music videos, and um, I think the K-pop's approach of trying to do everything great, or it's like Koreans have this. I don't know. They have this need to try to be perfect, and the fact is, there's no such thing as a perfection. But that's why, like, they look good, they sing really well, they dance well, and you know they have good, interesting music videos, visual, everything. It's a package, and quality-wise, it's just higher than what is being produced in the West right now. Because if you put like points for each of everything, obviously K-pop would score higher. Uh, of course, there are exceptions, but in general, I'm saying, yeah, just like Lavender Blue Mama. Yeah, I had to go to a friend's house to watch MTV. Man, those were exciting times. God of Light music? What is that? Oh, is that a song? Well, maybe I should check that out. There was this Korean show, God of Music, and that was the funniest thing ever. God, I wish you guys could. It was just, it was kind of making fun of like a small, totally messed up company where the producers are just flat out, the shysters, and they're making this girl group. This is stupid as hell, but it was one of the funniest thing I ever seen. It was so risque too. You could only, yeah, that was pretty darn good. They played Pink Floyd at the roller rink. Yeah, roller rink. Do they still have those? Oh yeah, Bee Gees, man. People make fun of Bee Gees, and that's a ridiculous thing. Their discography is just ridiculously good. Like a Saturday Night Live, that album was just only one of them, and that album is one of the best ever. So, I guess Art Frog too. I guess many of us didn't have a very wealthy or posh youth. None of us were watching MTV at home. Wow, Georgia, you came home from high school, cleaned the house, make a snack, and then did all the dance move in the video that had dancing. You must be a pretty darn good dancer then. You must have kicked butt in the dance parties in high school. But I don't know where you're from. Georgia, where are you from? Oh, it's it's a skit on Going 17, and it did have something to do with the God of Music. Oh, it's a trot version. ABBA. Oh, ABBA has so many songs that are just timeless. Hot Boys. Paula Abdul. Ooh. Well, that means Georgia, you're a pretty darn good dancer. If you could follow Paula Abdul dance, she was a what is that? Cheerleader for Lakers basketball team, NBA. And she wasn't very tall or anything, but she was too short for normally for what do you call that? The cheerleader. And she was little on the short side, but her dancing skill was so absolutely better, so good. So that's why she was I think yeah, Lakers, I think. Hot Boys. Yeah, that's such a Latin name too. Let's say older folks or mature folks. How's that one? Oh, you know what? I have a great not a great, but I have a story on the roller skates. I stopped roller skating when I was in I think I was 13, maybe 13, 12 or 13. I stopped roller skating. Okay, I did rollerblading, but I just stopped roller skating. Period. Because well, when I was like 12 or something, uh, I got a paper route, newspaper, delivering newspaper, and for that, you know, I had a deal with my mom, and I told my mom, "Hey, I'm gonna I'm gonna make my own little money, so I'm gonna do the paper routes, but I need a bike." And she said, "Okay," you know, and she bought me a bike, and I don't remember if I had to pay back. Anyway, she bought me a bike, and like I did, it was like 3 day in or something. All I remember is it wasn't even a week that I had that bike. I went to a not bowling alley that used to be, in US, there used to be a place for kids to hang around. They had like video games and stuff. I went there, and then I there was a friend right there playing video games. So it's not like I left the bike there. It's just, I peeked in and said, "Hey, hey, what's up?" And this dude just got on my bike and just whoosh, he went. And what happened is I was all, well, I didn't cry because there were other kids, but when nobody's watching, I was crying. And then I went to my mom and said, "Yeah, I got no bike and I have to I have to deliver all these newspapers. So could you buy me a new one?" And she said, "No, because you lost it, dumbass." Well, she didn't say dumbass, but anyway, so either I had to walk it, or but then it just took too long. So only thing I had was roller skates. So I ended up for like a year delivering newspaper on my roller skates, and oh God, it was not pleasant. And then after that, I just threw that thing out and I never roller skated again. Anyway, that's my stupid story. She was an American. Oh, she must have been a judge, huh? Art Frog, you say I really can't dance only after few adult beverages. Well, I don't want to be mean or nothing, but it's not that you can dance after few or multiple adult beverages. It's just that we have tendency, we think we can dance after beverages, alcohol, like beverages. Uh, your level of dancing doesn't change. Just that our thought about our rational thought just change a bit. Uh, that's how it is. Oh God, Hanudi. It's not heartbreaking. It's just my mom has this very American, like 50s American lady type of woman. She still does. Just like, uh, yeah, and there was no like, ooh, actually, Asia Korean mother would more Asian mother would be like, you know, oh really? I'll get you a new one. Don't cry, type of deal. And my mom's like, oh, you dumbass. Nope, it's your mistake, so you have to be responsible for the consequences. I mean, she was a firm believer in being. Mm. So yeah, and I hated going up to the because those old roller skates. It's difficult to take off and stuff. So like we had apartments that are like third floor or fourth floor, nothing higher. But then if there was things that were higher, they would have an elevator. But like a third floor would not have an elevator, and I can't throw that high. So basically, you have remember roller skates have this brake thing in the front, and you gotta you gotta tiptoe up to the second and third floor to deliver all the newspapers. Ugh, it was not pleasant. But now I think about it, it's funny as hell though. Oh my god, I don't think many people would know who monkeys are. Monkeys. You know, the thing about Monkeys reunion tour concert is that Monkeys were never really a band. They were a band on a TV show, right? So like they're not like really, really a band, but if you've never been a really, really a band, how can you have a reunion? But they had great songs though. It was fun, fun music. Oh, I would love to Georgiana. I would love to react to you singing, try to sing BTS Korean lyrics. I would love to react to that. I could be kind of mean though. Yeah. Ah, Georgiana is making a point that her dance actually does get better with alcohol. But then I would argue that it would, even if so, it would be a bell curve, meaning certain amount. amount of alcohol, your inhibition level drops and you'll be more loose. So your ability might go up a little bit, but then if you drink more, most likely it would fall flat, you know, because, you're drunk. Yeah, 200, my mom's still scary as hell. I was raised by my grandparents, who are like ultra Korean, old generation Korean. Uh, my first memory was, um, we didn't have electricity in a place I lived. They had like an oil lamp, and yeah, the countryside. I started from 1 years old. My grandparents raised me, so they're like they're willing to do anything for me. Not only their grandparents, but my mom, she had that. She's like a yeah, like a 50s American thing. It's like yeah. Yes, so I used not to be into music as much as movie pre-pandemic. Now I rarely go and wonder what is going to happen to film industry. Will quality go down because of lack of interest? That's a good question. I also love movies, and I think it is going to crappers. I mean, especially Hollywood. What the hell happened, man? It's just, yeah, I love Marvel stuff, but it's just getting ridiculous. The quality is going down the crappers. Uh, I don't think they're interested in making good movies. The movies that you can, you know, best possibly make. They're interested in representation and things like those are important, but you're you, you're supposed to make good movies first, you know. But no. And another thing is they just keep hashing old stuff back, like anything and everything that had some popularity in the past. They're just remaking it, or just like I don't know. We might see like Rocky 50 or something. It just uh the artistry is not uh it's going down a bit. Let me read this quick because I feel like I talk too much in monkeys concerts. Yeah, probably they might be the first true boy band. Well, no. There were so many groups in the 50s who were like boyish and sang a whole lot of stuff. So, mm, oh my God, Miso, your first concert was seeing the Beatles at Dodger Stadium. Holy. I mean, if you start at that level, I mean, where are you going to go from there? Holy. I mean, that's as high as you can go. Georgiana is a control freak. Well, Miso, I don't care how old you were when you saw the Beatles, but it's Beatles. You saw them. Oh, what the? I mean, and that was your first. So you know, mostly downhill from there. Oh, Davy. Oh, God. It's incredible how you remember all their names. Yeah. Peter and Davy. And for those who doesn't know, it's like a TV show, uh, like a 50s, 60s. I don't know. They had a TV show where they had a like a it's it's a story about a boy group basically, and going places and all these things happen to them, and Georgiana, one bottle of soju, and if you're okay, if you're lived in Korea as a woman, you'll be in uh like a decent and respectable zone. If you can drink like two bottles and you can play it cool, then you'll be like, ooh, you're a pretty good drinker thing. So for a lady drinking one bottle and being fine, you'll be like, oh, respectable. That's cool. Like people would have like, let's say if you're like a girl in a dating scene, like you'll be looked upon as a, hey, she's pretty cool. We can drink with her and she can drink up to a bottle. Hey, that's pretty cool. So that's not bad. Not so young people. Sorry. Donna Summers. Pointer Sisters. Hey. Oh my God. Solid Gold. Man, I haven't heard that in the longest time. How about Soul Train? Oh God. Mm. Oh, Paul. New Kids on the Block. Yeah, you guys should come to Korea. You know what's crazy? I came to Korea, I think, when I was like 27 or something, 27, something like that. Anyway, in the 90s, I came early 92, 91. I came to Korea and like it was a mess. Korea was a mess. And I would tell people like, oh God, uh, politics should be like this, and media should have some, the and you know some honor and whatever. And uh, people shouldn't throw garbage on the street. I mean, things like that, you know, you know. And I don't know what happened, but now I think Korea is one of the should be one of the most safest place. Uh, you guys can walk around 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, and nobody cares. And people don't steal things. Uh, it's a nice place to be. And there are so many different places. The food of all kinds, including Korean food, obviously. And I think it's a fun place to be. And man, like I think 6 years ago, like when I went back to the United States, it came back. A feeling of uneasiness. Like when you're walking, you're looking at possible dangers, or if you're pulling money, cash out, And I was in New York too. It's not exactly um, and it dawned on me like how safe I feel here, and it's a good feeling. Uh, for like 6 years, seven more, I don't remember. I just leave my car keys in my car. I don't bring it out. Like I don't want to lose my car keys, and I know I can lose it, but nobody takes my car, so I just leave it in the car. So I don't lock my car, and I feel fine with it. So, I mean, it's interesting. I think you guys would and you can get drunk and pass out on the street, and nothing will happen to you. So, yeah, you should visit Korea. I think that's the best thing about Korea right now. Wasn't used to be, but it is now. Yeah, come party with me, man. I'll be here for you guys. Mhm. Uh, was it yeah, my favorite of all time, musical group of all time is Queen. Man, it's the only group that I think I shed a tear when uh when I heard the news about Freddie Mercury's passing. I remember the moment I heard it. I think I was a junior or senior in my college days, and I was in an apartment. It was on a second floor, and I kind of knew he's not in a good condition because his last album, the Innuendo, Queen's album, I, the many of the songs, the lyrics, it just had this feeling about it that it's about to end. But anyway, I it just took, I knew I could. It was my dream to see Queen live, and I knew I couldn't anymore. So I remember like literally crying. But that was the last time. Well, if you guys come, I ain't hanging with my wife. Are you serious? I ain't gonna hang with my wife. If you guys coming, I'm hanging with you guys. By the way, the main reason I wouldn't be hanging with my wife is I'm scared of my wife, and I don't think I'll be having much fun with you guys when I'm with my wife. So I ain't hanging with my wife. Period. It's very safe in Japan too. Yes. Out to Georgiana, leaving the key in the car is next level. Not really, because I'm very absent-minded. So chance I stopped carrying wallets too, because if I don't carry it, I can't lose it. Right? That makes sense. I can't lose it, so I don't carry my wallet. Uh, yeah. Let's see. I can show you. This is a little card thing that I have, but I don't carry cash or wallet. And these days, you can use your phone to use credit cards. So, um, and like losing a car key is such these days it is like, it's difficult to make the new key and stuff. So, and nobody, nobody steals anything anymore. So nobody's gonna take my car. So it's cool. It's no big deal. Yeah, Queen was special for me. Well, Juan, I can bring my wife and you can speak Chinese to her, but she doesn't speak a single word of Chinese. So I don't know where you're gonna go with that. She can only speak Korean, period. Yeah, I would to Hanudi, I would also love to hang out with my wife and my kids. It's just that they refuse to, especially my kids. Since their teenage days, they don't really want to like hang out with uh, old as dad who listens to K-pop. So I'm not exactly cool to them. So yeah, if you want, you can. Maybe they will like you though. My wife and my kids. Uh, if they like you, you can hang with them. But I ain't be hanging with with them. Yeah, sure. They might like you, but yeah. Uh, oh, Georgiana, you live in the States? You lost your phone 3 times and got it back every time? You're pretty darn lucky. People are busy stealing phones. Uh, you know what is sad, Miso? That you're pickpocketed once, so I don't trust any strangers in the wild. Cities are the flower of civilization, but we call it wild now. That's just sad. You know, city should be a place where it's not wild anymore. That's why it's a city. That's why it's a center of civilization. Things have to get better. To Miso, do your kids like K-pop? My daughter did. She loved B1A4 avidly. One of my saddest day, not saddest, but uh, jealous day in my life was they had a like a what do you call that? There used to be a K-pop concert like a where like all the big K-poppers they all came together and threw a concert. My daughter wanted to go to that K-pop concert. I mean, so badly because B1A4 was there, and I brought her. I took my her and her daughter, her friend, to this concert in a like a Olympic stadium, and at that time I knew that the girls' generation was going to be there too, and the performance there, you know, the SNSD performing at that concert, Dream Concert or something, is one of the most epic live concert, you know, like a performance they ever did. And I had to sit outside, wait until the kids came out so I can take them home. And that was kind of sad. Yeah. Yeah, but like, I'm people didn't understand. Like, guy like me would like, you know, old guy would like, and I might, I don't know. It was terrible. I really wanted to go with them. I couldn't. Oh, Hanudi, you speak Korean. Georgiana, your son is 5. You're wrong. My son is 5, so I'm cool in his eyes. You're like God in his eyes. And it would change a little bit in the next 5 years, but it's gonna dramatically change in 5 more years. What's up with the teen thing? they they start like locking doors and closing doors and like putting up signs like "Do not disturb" type of a deal. It's not that they hate you. My kids love. I mean, we have very good relationship. It's just that I don't know. I guess they want their own thing. When the time comes, it's sad, and they don't want to play with you. That's the worst part. To Iatso, nobody tips. Uh, there's no such thing as tipping. So you don't have to use any of your math skills. Actually, if you're hanging with Korean people, you you do need to do any subtractions, additions, divisions. It's not a thing in Korea mostly. It's just weird for people to like pay their own share and that's it. It's just not a. I mean, it's coming in a little more, but basically, if you met some people and they're becoming friends or something, like I'll buy, maybe next time you'll buy, and if you don't buy, that's fine. But that's Korean way, and nobody tips, and nobody is expected to be tipped. Actually, some people would be very kind of like they would they wouldn't be happy if you tip them because they feel like they're getting paid to do a job, and they're doing to their utmost whatever. So why should they receive something more? So they wouldn't. A lot of people wouldn't receive tips. So you don't have to do any division or subtraction, addition. And if you are hanging with mostly Koreans, you wouldn't be doing much division either. Either you buy, they buy. That's it. Mostly. To Miso, I should go see a BTS when you know. I know it's hard for everybody, but getting a ticket for BTS in Korea that that's not a that's not a thing, man. It's so difficult. First of all the armies, the so-called official army, you guys get most of the thing, and I'm not an official army yet. And then even official army in Korea, it just is like impossible to get tickets. You got to be, I don't know. What they usually do is they go to like the game bang, the computer, internet cafe type of a deal where you play, and like have like 6 7 computers lined up, and like you have all your friends there and like push it at the same time. It's just crazy. uh from what I heard, Miso, I heard that tipping in US is becoming ridiculous. Like like drive through, they're asking for tips, and these days it's not you leave the money, but they give you a choice, like you know 15%, 20%, that type of a deal. Uh, I I I think tipping should disappear. Uh, The restaurant should pay their workers uh, enough wages, period, right? And so that restaurant worker would have pride in their work. They're getting paid to do a job, and hopefully they do a good job. And they might get good bonus or something, but this is like tipping has become, I heard, like they kind of force you to do it. It's called gratuity for, I mean, it's show of appreciation for the service. And if they did a crappy job, we shouldn't even give them anything, basically. But it used to be like 10%, but I heard it's like 20% now. There's like a tipflation that I heard. Romania 10 to 15. Yeah. See, that's what it used to be in the United States too. But I heard that like if it's not under 20%, it's like they're like, yeah. Well, it was great meeting you, Sophia, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Maybe she already left. I gotta read faster. Oh yeah, I could get a BTS ticket in the secondary market. Yeah. It's gonna be, I don't know, I haven't tried. Because they haven't had a concert in years, and I got really into BTS after I started being a reactor. So at this point in time, I'm I want to go, but they haven't had a concert for years and years. So I think that's what happened. I remember my sister. She was gonna go when they canceled the Korean one. She wanted to go to American one. I mean, by herself, and she's 60. Yeah. Ooh, Fair Wage Act. That sounds great. Hmm. California. See, look at Miso. She tips 20% or more. But that's I heard that like a norm in United States right now. Yeah, what's the deal? I mean, I saw some YouTube thing where like they were complaining like it was a pickup of coffee or something, and they said like you know was showed the tablet with like what why should there was no waiter or waitress survey. I mean why they asking for a tip? It's ridiculous. Hey John, Hachiko. Oh, you're back. Oh, you can also choose other. Hmm. The manager. Yep, Miso used to she manages my work, especially when the Shuchita was on. Oh yeah, I heard in US the fast food, the prices are just going up like crazy because of the change in the minimum wage. Yeah, it would be nice to have a manager though. Ah, you know, that Shuchita was really good. I mean, he's a great interviewer. He just got, and he was great from the beginning. And yeah, and he had a lot of interesting people there. And yeah, it was fun. Sorry, Miso. Jimin and JK travel documentary. Where did they go? Jimin and JK. Jimin and JK. That's a fun couple, man. Oh yeah, Chicago, the windy city. Hmm. Well, anyway, when you guys come to Korea, if and when, it is great not to tip. I just, like I didn't know before, but I lived here for such a long time, and that when I go to a country where I have to tip, it's not the money thing because you just calculate it as like when they say $10, you just think 11 or 12. You just add to begin with. That's the price of the food that you're purchasing. That's how I look at it. But it just, I don't know. It's too much work. You have to think about what percentage. Let's say I got, you know, 57 point, and 50 cents. Then, see, 10% would be $5 and 70 cents, $6, and maybe I should give less. Just, just the whole process. Just in Korea, you don't have to do any of that. You just if it's at $10, you pay $10, and it's not like the service is bad. Uh, Korean people have this pali pali thing. I mean, they can't help themselves. Service is usually very direct and very fast, and you don't have to call them either. You have a button. You push the button, they'll come and handle it, bring whatever you want, and pay. If it's $10, pay $10 and go home. It's so much simpler. Uh, if you try it, you will appreciate it. It's just better this way. Jeju Island, Sapporo, and New York. Hey, beautiful places. Oh, that's where JK and Jimin went to. Oh, why did they go to Jeju? They must have gone there like million times by now. To Juan, 8 Korean fried chicken wings cost $15. 15,000원. Yeah, something like that. It is not really expensive. I mean, depends where you go, and but I think the pricing in Korea is okay. Now, depending on what you choose to eat, the prices can go down a whole lot more. But uh, for average person, uh, you would have many choices if you are thinking about like spending $10 for lunch. There'll be plenty of places, full meal with the main dish, rice and soup and panchan and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, about $10. Now, if it goes over $10, then it starts to get fancy. The only reason chicken is a little more expensive is because, and you know what, Korean people say right now, they're complaining that the Korean chicken places are too expensive. But yeah, it's not that bad. From what I heard, Miso, about BTS traveling within Korea, I think they do travel. It's just that they don't talk about it. Mm, I think like JK and those guys, you know, they go because it is very accessible. You just get in a car and start, just drive, and you can go. And Korea is a small, small place. Basically, from one end to the other, from Seoul, that's as high as we can go, and the furthest place we can go is like 3 hours away. Well, by a bullet train, but basically, I mean, every the farthest places you can basically go and have dinner, like lunch, and come back. Okay, so it's a small place. So they should be going around, but I don't think there's a reason to like talk about it. You know? Oh, $10 for combo meal in Korea too. Yeah, 12,000원. Well, actually, I think you can get a couple more fries and drink and stuff for $10. RMJK, I think they travel quite a bit. Do people drive to Busan or take the train? People with cars would drive to Busan. Uh, it depends what you're doing, I guess, too. Okay, if you want to go to Busan and you're young and you want to party, hardy, and all that stuff, well, you would also take the car. The reason is that the once you get there, um, you have to move around within that place too, right? In Busan, and they just want to drive their own cars. And but one thing is, if you have a car, you can't drink and drive, so cars start to become like a burden, right? So, but like if it's like a family, rather than taking buses and uh, subway, I mean, things like they have a really good like a metro system too. But if you have a car, you just uh, go to a nice place and go to another cafe or restaurant. It's just a little more free, and it only takes about around 4.5 hours, 5 hours drive, 5 hours drive, something like that. So it's not bad. Yeah, so that's true. the more BTS visit Korea places and size, more places that Army will want to visit. Hmm. Yeah, that is so true. Jenny's Kitchen and ramen. Man, you guys do know that Koreans eat more ramen than any other people in the world. Like per capita uh, consumption of like instant ramen is highest in the world. Yeah. God, I feel like eating a ramen though. Oh, yeah, Japanese ramens are good. They're fresh, freshly made ramens. They have quite a lot of Japanese ramen restaurants in Korea too. Hmm. I think most people have a car in Seoul. Um, yeah, like a small family would at least have two cars or more, depending on how old your children are. But like if you need one, you would just get one. It's no big deal. But most people do use public transportation because it's really cheap and really clean and really fast and really on time. There's no real reason to drive a car. Like if I have a meeting somewhere, I'm not going to bring my car. It's just I might be late. I don't want to be late. But Korean public transport is such that, like, for example, in Kakao, if I push the button public transport, I want to go here, and I push the button. Yeah, I have to take the subway, and then I have to take number 37 bus, and then I get off, and then I'll be there by like 11:15, and I will get there in 11:15, like around there, like maybe 5-10 minutes difference, but I know I'll get there by that time. Driving is another thing. There might be an accident, there might be the traffic changes. So yeah, and it's so much cheaper too. The gas and everything. It makes the reason they use public transport a lot in Korea is not because they have to. It's more so that they want to, I believe. And with a single card, um, you can transfer from like subways, and when you get out, you can transfer to a bus, and it is counted as a singular trip. So, and then you can change bus again, and then you wouldn't pay twice for the bus. So I think they try really hard so that people will use a public transport. They would want to. Now, Jin's Kitchen, I think I know this Korean lady with a very strong accent making Korean food, right? Am I right? Russian Wushik. I think that's who she is. Uh, Jin's Kitchen. That. Oi? Oh, it's not. I never watched saw this yet. Oh, 서진이네. Okay. No, sorry. It used to be that older lady. I think she's gone, and yeah, I haven't seen this one yet. Now, Art Frog, you mentioned that older model cars, hot rods, let's say, are no longer allowed on the streets. I don't know. There are a bunch of I've seen cars with the the thing. The Korean law is very different. The government, for safety reasons, they heavily regulate the things you can do to your own car. You can't just change up the engine, or it's very highly regulated, and you have to go through the right places and like a certified people to change your car, because you don't want, they say, because you don't want it to blow up or break and it might kill people. It's their rationale. So but still there are a whole lot of cars with the the muffler, and just young people will be young people, they got cars that jam, period. But yeah, so I don't see that much difference there. But when it comes to older model cars, Korea don't have that many older model cars, period. uh, if you come to Korea, one of the strangest thing would be you wouldn't see any old cars. Like, all the cars on the street are pretty new, mostly around less than 5 years old, and a lot of them up to about maybe 10 years old. But beyond that, it'll be difficult to see, uh, because they're usually exported. For whatever reason, there's Southeast Asia, there's Mongolia, there's a certain part of Russia where Korean old cars are, well, a lot of them buy Korean old cars. So Koreans don't keep old cars. After like 5-10 years, they disappear. It's they just disappear, and it's like it's really difficult. It would be easier to see a Lamborghini than see a Korean car that used to just cover the streets in Korea like 50 years ago. That's the weirdest thing. That Ushik guy, yeah, never mind. I have a, actually, that's my name in Korean. Same name. He and I share the same name. I should check out Jenny's Kitchen, huh? That Sojin guy, I mean, he's pretty interesting. He's funny. Rat Rod. I don't think non-Americans would know what Rat Rod is. I mean, guys, we don't mature. Just, we don't get old. It's just that our toys get more expensive. That's it. Oh, Gino watches the Sojin thingy. Sojun in a Marvel movie. Yeah, but that was a terrible movie, wasn't it? That's what everybody says. 2015 Lincoln. That's not bad. Oh, yeah, my name is Ushik in Korean. That's what my grandparents uh gave me as the name. Wait, who was like did, oh, I remember. I think maybe saw the first. Didn't they have like a temple state type of a thing in Korea too and all that stuff? And maybe that's another show. Oh yeah, I remember the one with a V. I think he went to, was it Mexico? South American place, right? Country. Bacalar, Mexico. Okay. Hello, Carrot. Wait, 1 second, please. Oh, that's not bad. Hey, maybe I should move to another country and start a Korean restaurant. It seems like Korean restaurants are doing pretty well. And I love cooking. I don't know. I don't think, can I be a chef level? I don't think so. I can cook pretty much everything, but oh yeah, Yoon's Kitchen. There we go. Yoon's Day, then Jinny's Kitchen. Aha. Hanudi. I think you're watching way too much Korean. You're watching every Korean variety shows. Northern European country. Was it Portugal? Or was it Spain? I think was it Portugal? No, it's Spain, right? Uh, Yoon's Kitchen. This beautiful place, I think. Hey, maybe I'll move to South Africa and start a restaurant. St. Louis, don't they have a lot of Korean people there? I think. Iceland. You know, Hanudi, what I miss? It's just long time ago. Long time ago. Uh, the K-pop idols and K-pop people, they were they were like they had to be on Korean shows, like variety shows. Uh, and I think that was the most interesting time ever. Because like, people from Big Bang, SNSD and or like Wonder Girls, any and all groups were supposed to be huge. Uh, you know, they were together in a show, and interacting. They become friends, uh, and it was just a time where because they weren't big enough, so that they were forced to be all together. And I mean, there were so many like good shows, um, but these days it's like they're too much of a big deal. I mean, they come out once in a while, but I mean, those shows I thought gave at least myself a window into like how they really are, and and these days not as much. I don't think. Well, Saseng and Fanatic, that's pretty close, isn't it? But I believe Saseng might have some malintent, and Fanatic is just nuts. Only because you're nuts doesn't mean you're Saseng. You could be nuts and just on a all positive kind of way. But Saseng means is like they could be intrusive to others. Yeah, idols, whoever they're fanatic for is. By the way, the word fan came from fanatic. Yeah, I'm sure about that one. So, yeah, the golden era. Exactly. My favorite of all time is Unbeatable Youth. 청춘불패. The first season. Forget the second. The first season was just incredible. They had the girl Narsha from what? Brown eyed girls. SNSD. Hyuna from 4 Minute. Who else? And uh, Sunhwa from what? Magic was it? Uh, 4 Minute, 4 Minute. Yeah. And anyway, it's like there are all of these. I mean, these days, can you imagine that? Like almost all high level to the lowest, not lowest, but like a fresh new group, all put in the same place in the middle of nowhere, farming. Uh, and they weren't just acting like it, and they had to actually clear the field and stuff. Uh, that something like that could never happen now. I don't think. I still remember like so many of the. They went to one of the like a New York group's house, and it was like just like the Parasite. It was like a uh, like half underground, and then the windows they used like a saran wrap foil to stick so that they could sleep till a little later, because they had to work until late. And it was, and like 3 4 girls were sleeping in the same house. And then there were the big groups, and it was nothing like that anymore. And it was more human and more interesting. Mm. Wow, Dubai has a lot of Korean restaurants, huh? Oh, when did I move back to Korea? I think 92 or 90, 91 or 90, 92 or 93, something like that. Early 90s. To Dali, is it Darlene or Daleen? Wait, whose question was it? Oh, Carrot. When did I move back to Korea? Yeah, like 92 or 93 or something like that. Yeah. I went to graduate school here. After college in the States, I did some work and then something happened and I had to come to Korea. My both my parents had surgery and stuff, so I had to come back and to kill time, I went to graduate school and then I went all the way and then got met my wife, got married, and kids start to pop out, and yep, that's what happened. That's why I'm here. SNL did a 사생 with Taemin. Oh, Taemin is. I heard that Taemin is no longer with SM anymore. Man, everybody's just getting out of SM. Wow, three Korean restaurant in Bucharest. Instant food and drinks. Yeah. Hanuri, how did you become a fan of SNSD? Hmm. Uh, mm, well, I think I told this story before, but I hated SNSD when they came out. I refused to watch them. I don't know who they were, but I saw them on TV and I refused to watch something like that. That's how it started with me and SNSD. The reason was, well, I was looking into many different entertainment systems around the world, and Japan had this thing, and at the time, K-pop tried to follow some aspects of Japanese J-pop. And what I hated about Japanese pop was the emergence of like you know SKT48 and all that. It just that the you know I thought it was like Lolita thing. It's a sexualizing kids. You know, I just didn't. It's just not my thing. I didn't like that. I just so well when Girls' Generation first came out, they wore like teen what school uniforms and with mini skirts or and they were doing high kicks and stuff. That's what I saw. I didn't even listen. It's just TV. I saw it and I'm like, yeah, they're doing the Japanese shit again, and I'm like, that was my first view of SNSD. But I kept watching the K-pop industry, and I start to see that it wasn't they weren't sexualizing them. It wasn't what I thought. So okay, but the biggest thing I think was that like I keep and I said it was so apparent to me personally um, how hard they worked and how good they were as human beings in general. And I don't know, uh, it's my dream actually to I want to be like them in that you know work really hard, do things the right way, and be earnest and good person and still succeed. Now, I think this combination is very difficult. And I was kind of moved by SNSD because they were so young at the time and K-pop wasn't as equitable as it is today. They're going to the kind of schedule they were doing, the places that they were going. it was just nuts, you know. Like they're going to like at a cucumber festival and shit like that just to make a couple bucks. Um, and anyway, it was very. It's something that gave me energy, I think. Especially I was going through some hard times, and it's like, hey, even kids like that are physically, and they're just going through a whole. They're trying so freaking hard, like to become someone, and in a positive way, and they're good people. So I felt like I don't know. They gave me. I almost fell, but they gave me something like, hey, kids are doing it. You know, I should be able to do it. Type of a deal. Anyway, so I have a very emotional connection to them because of all the things that happened in my life and the energy they gave me from it. So there we go. K-Boo. Let's see. K-Boo is like a Korea boo. It's like someone who likes everything Korean. Uh, Not really. Aren't a lot of SM artists moving to boutique agencies that is also operated by SM? Not really. SM is just flat out losing a lot of their artists. Period. The insiders say that uh, they don't care about their artists as they used to, basically. And I don't like the fact that, and I expected that, so it seems to be true at this point. You know, when people who's been around for 20 years, 10 years, and who was crucial people in building the freaking company, when they all start to leave, there's something wrong there, you know? There's an old saying that like you know, when rats leave the ship, it's gonna sink. Same thing is happening in YG. Everybody's leaving, right? There's got to be. We don't know what it is. Not we don't know all the details, but hey, man, these people, why like G Dragon, Teddy, everybody, all the big wigs, um, like Blackpink. Does anybody know when Blackpink is gonna come back? Yeah, they're YG as a group, but like, when are they gonna do anything? And it just and without Teddy, what kind of music is YG gonna uh Blackpink is gonna receive? And if you want to go to the go a little further, if Yang Hyunsuk, Mr. Yang, when he gets some cool ass music, do you think he'll give it to Blackpink, or would they give it to uh, a Baby Monster? Right? So hey, I think oh, Black Label is YG, underneath YG, and they're no longer under uh, YG. YG used to have 75% of Black Label, or 85, because Teddy only had 15 or 25. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't need to memorize the numbers, but he only had small. I mean, uh, very partial percentage. But at this time, he has more than 40%. And with him and the investor, they have pushed back the YG so that YG only have like 20 some percent or something. So uh, Teddy has found independence. So YG can't, you can't really say that Black Label is under YG anymore. Hanudi, like I told you about like my kids going to concert where SNSD was playing. Uh, I have never been to any of their concerts, fan signs, music shows, etc. I wasn't a closet fan, but I told my family and people, yeah, I love SNSD, but they thought I was weird. But in that kind of community, it's like difficult to say, you know what, I'm gonna go to SNSD concert by myself to some 20-year-old, girls concert when you're like close like 40 something, right? It's not, it wasn't easy in that uh time. And what made it worse is that I I was in Jamsil. That's like the Olympic stadium and uh, Olympic gymnastic uh, gymnasium is where whole lot of Korean groups used to have concert at. And I used to love basketball quite a lot. So every weekend I'll be just living there, just playing basketball whole day. And the thing is, I have heard so many Girls' Generation concerts because like I'm playing basketball and they're playing on the concert, and I can listen from outside and there's people on the line and doing all that, but I don't know, I just never got there. It was just me, myself, and I type of a fan, which is kind of sad. Actually, sad. Period. But my dream. I don't think, I'm not sure if the SNSD will ever come back as a group, but um, I don't care what happens. I'm gonna at least go to Taeyeon's concert soon. To me, so I actually checked that out recently, and you can't Black Label is not under YG. They used to be under YG, but like I explained, uh, Black Label is now independent. They're associated with Black Label, and where they have, the thing is, now there's only one way, unless you're putting in all the money, how your percentage goes up and the other guy's percentage goes down from 80 to like 15 or 20. That means like YG's percentage was treated as hostile by the investors and Teddy. Now, outside they did not talk about it, so we don't know about it. But when you look at the numbers as a businessman, it is freaking clear that YG was treated as a hostile. Now, they might be smiling outside, but hostile is hostile. We're talking war here, business wise. So, uh, basically, the reality between Black Label and YG is that uh, they might be smiling outside, but they are not friends no more. SNSD means 소녀시대, and that is girls' generation in Korean. John Can vlog. To art frog. What do you mean? I can vlog something for you. Do you guys want me to specifically vlog for some certain subject? Is that what you mean? Yeah, 소녀 means girls. It means uh, like a pre-adult is 소녀, and 시대 means a time zone or era, or so actually 소녀시대 doesn't mean girls' generation, but it's more of a girls' era. It's time for girls. That's what it actually means. But then it was translated to girls' generation, of which every freaking member of girls' generation hate their own name. They're like, "What the hell is girls' generation?" And they're like, "Yeah, everybody hated that name." Oh yeah, I do have a GoPro I just got, so of course I'm gonna use that. Yeah. Oh, I am going to. I'm not sure if I should promise, but I was, I filmed my trip, my fishing trip, plus my visit to my countryside home. Uh, that's where I grew up. That's where my first memory is in the, and that old like Korean home is still there, and I filmed it. So I was gonna like edit it and put it up, but I still haven't had. I was just too wrapped up with my company thing, my solution thing. So, but I have it filmed. Hype is not great at naming anything. Also, well, there's level to being bad at naming anything, but yeah. Uh, that Lee Suman guy. I mean, you know, he had uh, like EXO guys and stuff. I mean, if you hear about the stories about like what Lee Suman was gonna call them, is like ridiculous. To art folk, sure. Uh, it's a very old style. I mean, like 100%. Like it's a home that where we don't even use a single what do you call that thing? Uh, Single nail. Where did I put it? I don't even remember where I put it. Huh, nope, can't find it. Well, the thing is, I have nothing to show you from my fishing trip because I didn't catch nothing. Well, I can show you the view. The funny thing is, I went to where my son is serving his military thing. Anyway, I went around there, and basically, what my son told me is that I went to the wrong lake. I went to a lake where they have no bass, and I was trying to catch bass. And when that happens, you end up with nothing. And yeah. Oh God, I wish I could find it and show it to you right now. It's here somewhere. I Where did I download it? Gotta be. Where did I put it? Oh, let me look at it MP4. Star dot MP4. Oh, it's not here. Okay. Da-da-da-da. 1 second. Huh. Why can't I find this darn thing? Is it here? Oh, let's stop. Yep, John's Misguided Adventures. I have had so much of that. I think I can write like 10 books just on John's Misguided Adventures. Well, you know what? Uh, I would love to be a fishing, what do you call that, YouTuber, but my skill set is not good enough. Oh yeah, it is funny. Yeah. But the thing about fishing is you you don't sometimes you just don't catch nothing. And I think you have to be able to get over that or you can never like fishing, you know? It's just it just happens. For I know. Why do I have doesn't other people all have like a very international obviously fans from everywhere? But I seem to have like a very good mix of everybody from Africa to this, you know, you know, the Middle East. Let's see, right now, United States, Asian countries. I think someone. Oh my God, no, God, no, no, carrot. Fandom name. Oh God, no. Oh my God, I just said it. Ugh. I had goosebumps. Yeesh. God, I wish I had the personality of Jin. Okay, I think I'll kick Art Frog out. The thing about fishing is that I grew up like I grew up in Bay Area, uh, a small town beside Berkeley. You know where the UC Berkeley is. It's this small town called Albany, and I could bike down to Berkeley Pier, and like it's just freaking crazy beautiful. Um, oh, there are no Koreans here. Actually, that's kind of cool. It was just beautiful. It just I could just bike down and you can see the Bay Bridge on my left, San Francisco on the front, and then you can see the Golden Gate Bridge. And like when sun goes down, well, and it's beautiful during the day too. But it just and you go there, throw the. I don't care if I catch anything. It just I don't know. I just like just sitting around and you know. So it's a lifetime thing. Ooh, you lived in Berkeley for 6 years. Where? Oh, I also lived in Berkeley for yeah a couple of years, I think. Uh, I lived alone. Uh, how old was I? I think I was sophomore in high school. That's when I started to live alone in United States. Um, yeah, and I lived with the college students. Uh, I shared apart. I shared an apartment with two other roommates in Berkeley. No, because I was underage, but I was living alone, and there was no family to speak of on this side of the hemisphere that I was living in. So yeah, I live with some roommates in Berkeley. Oh, Han River have quite a bit of fish. Yes, you can go fishing in Han River. Uh, there's a whole lot of fish there. But the interesting thing is you can't fish everywhere. There's only there there's only open section that is where fishing is allowed. But the rest of the places you're not supposed to fish. Hopkins Street. To this day, I can I can fake my mom's signature. No, because my mom wasn't there. My father wasn't there. There's nobody there. So if school asks for some kind of paperwork done, it's like, well, you get your parents' signature. I have to sign it. So yeah, I think Miso, you understand the fishermen's. It's not the fish. It's so much easier and cheaper to buy fish. Period. You know, some of that fishing gear and the travel you have to do and the preparation and it's it's so much cheaper to just buy fish. It's not catching them. If you really love fishing, it's not like it's more of a just it's like a traveling somewhere with a purpose. So you can it's like you can travel and at the same time you can rest and you have something to do which is kind of useless, but that would take your mind off everything else because you're concentrated on fishing so that you're not really thinking of anything else. So you have a little bit of peace of mind. So and if you catch something, oh yeah, that's fun. So I think it's combination of that factors that makes a person who really do love fishing. I mean, yeah, because if you're there to catch as many fish as possible, you are fishermen, right? You, you're not really enjoying fishing. Scorpions. I thought it was like some kind of a metaphor of some sort. Wishing for fishing. Blue Mama. I mean, Andy Griffin show? Really? Dun, 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 right? Andy Griffith show. Oh my god. It was nice meeting you. I'll see you guys around. MDC. Bye bye. Oh, flukes are abundant. Huh. Yeah, but for me going fishing is like too much work. And I gotta buy a new kayak. It's about time. And I gotta change my boat. I have no idea what time it is. I think wow, it's almost 5. The last time it lasted 4 hours. But I think we should how about we wrap it up at 3 hours? We got like 10 more minutes. How's that? Yeah, of course. And the Griffith show was and it was it's black and white, if I remember correctly. So it is let's see. Lavender is 54, I'm 56. Yeah, I mean I think fishing is one of those things like I, the hmm how would I explain this? I told you guys that I can't even sleep at night, right? I have this uh problem. Um I have too much in my mind all the time. I can't stop thinking and stuff. And you know what? One thing that just clears my mind, makes me really peaceful is fishing. So I just when I fish, I concentrate on what I'm doing, and it's nature. You're in the water, and I don't know. It makes me feel. It brings me back to my younger days. I feel like really peaceful when I go fishing, so I don't mind when I catch nothing. Oh, hello, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, it's the tail end. We're about to finish at 5. So, Matt, it you just did you just get here? That ask me something, man, so I can answer your question if you have anything to ask. That is. Ooh, one level higher. Well, I feel for you, Georgiana. Uh, I wouldn't wish this on anyone. The human beings, one of the human beings that I'm most um, jealous of. There are guys who seem to have this like a switch behind their neck, like they could sleep at will. Like they get in a bus together and say, "Oh, I'm gonna take a nap, buddy," and then they're like, and they're literally, it's not faking. They just pass out. And when the time comes, you wake them up and click, it's on, and it's like, "Oh God!" And I am so jealous of that. I mean, Can you imagine how cool that would be for like a traveling abroad in different countries, that plane and waiting? If I could just turn it off and go to sleep, rest, and then, you know. Anyway, so I don't wish it on anyone. Oh, bass steaks are the best, broiled with butter and garlic. Well, butter and garlic makes everything taste good. Oh my God. Yeah, my idea was that uh, I had a great time in my first what do you call that, the live. And the thing was, I thought I was gonna do like maybe an hour or 30 minutes or something, but it lasted 4 hours. And today, I thought, since the time zone difference, there are people who couldn't join because of the time difference and all that. And I thought, yeah, I'll just do, maybe, since maybe few people will come and we're gonna talk like a couple hours maybe. And it's been 3 hours. So hey, oh, smokes the bluefish. Yeah, yum. um, Actually, my idea for next live was I was gonna. I don't. Uh, Maybe I should make it into. Maybe it would be better as a video. I don't know. No, I wanted to talk about like the most beautiful K-pop male idol. Uh, for me, I was gonna talk about that dude, but hmm, smoke deal. Ooh, man, I'm hungry now. I gotta go. Ooh, trout ceviche. Mm. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so you only watch, but this time is the first time actually participating. Cool. You know what? This is a very like friendly, I don't know, like a feels homey, isn't it? It's like, hmm, it's like having tea and just, shooting the breeze. It's kind of cool. Oh, catfish. Mm. Oklahoma. Wait, Georgia, you're in Oklahoma. That's my best friend is there. Is it Oklahoma? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it's for me. I thought who I think in my 30 years of, knowing uh, many, many idols throughout the time, there's one guy that I think is most beautiful as a human being. Ooh, oh, it's okay. Sorry, whatever. Did you guys hear something? Oh, okay, good. No, it's that I have cat feeder, and I can record my voice into it that says, "Hey, cats, come and eat." And I'm thinking maybe it will. You guys can hear that, but well, I am thinking of doing more of a some kind of like a music or some content. We start from there and maybe have a little, uh, you know, rather than I'm gonna try different things. Sometimes we could just listen to some kind of music. My first idea was to do like a summer jams from long time ago to now. You know, the Korean really famous summer jams, what was there and how it was like during that time. Another one was, have a little story about the guy I think is most beautiful, and something like, start there, and then, we might chat a little bit, and then something, that's what I was thinking, and come up with different ideas and try different things, or we can choose something and watch it together. Anyway, but today's concept was, since, well, I said hello last time, but time zone wise, I just thought it wouldn't be fair for many people who wanted to come, but only because where they lived, it just was ridiculous timing. So that's why I wanted to do another one at a different, little bit of different time slot, so that, you know, I'll be able to meet people from everywhere. Anyway, that's it. Well, Felix from Stray Kids looks like an elf from Lord of the Rings, but has a voice of a, I don't know, orc. Just kidding. No, he has a deep, deep ass voice, doesn't he? See, if you know 해변의 여인, that means y- you've been you've been around K-pop perhaps a little too much. You know, 해변의 여인, yeah, 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 yeah. 와, 여름이다. 딴딴딴딴딴딴. Yeah. Anyway, thank every one of you guys for visiting. I think this was like a hello place to get to know each other maybe a little bit and say hello, and just like a meeting someone for the first time. We knew about each other, but we never conversed. So this is I had a great time, and I hope to see you guys on next live, as well as through my videos. Okay. No, I mean, thank you for visiting. It is so good to talk to other people about K-pop and things like. Can you imagine 20, 30 years of just me thinking about K-pop, and this whole, all the things I talk about here, I have no one to talk to, discuss this with, ever. Nobody. Um, yeah. So it is a very fun thing for me too. I mean, it's kind of sad, like when you love something and you like something, you have interest in it, but you have no one to share it with. It kind of sucks. Maybe that's why I'm still a reactor. This is Yeah. Anyway, thanks again. Bye, guys. It has been fun. Bursting at the seams. Yes, figuratively and in reality too. I'm gaining. I should lose a little more weight. I'm bursting at the seams. Bye, guys. It was so much fun. Now I have to figure out how to end this thing. Okay. Okay. Officially. See you guys next time. Bye bye.